What's going on, everybody? This is the Flow State Podcast, and I'm your host, Mateo Flow. Man, what a weekend, guys! What a weekend! This weekend was a historic moment in combat sports history. Absolutely. We had Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury, the lineal heavyweight boxing champion, against Francis Ngannou, who is, you know, still in many people's eyes the heavyweight champion in MMA. He left the organization of the UFC due to some disagreements with the company, and they weren't willing to meet his requirements and pay and different requirements that Francis Ngannou and requests that he had that would have allowed for him to stay. In many people's eyes, it was a bad decision. You could say a lot of people were giving him a lot of crap for making the choice that he did. I was in my head, I was thinking, he knows something we don't know. And I think that was his self-belief. This weekend, we saw his self-belief shine through. Like, I'll go ahead and say it. This is the best boxing match that I've ever seen. I don't know if it's because I'm seeing one of my MMA guys taking out a heavyweight boxer that's in his prime, that's the champion, the lineal champion at that. But this fight was incredible. From the presentation to the build up. Man, there's a lot of videos. Mike Tyson on his channel has a great video. It's about 50 minutes long. Just the lead up to the fight, how his training was. Like, I saw Francis when he first started boxing, and it's just incredible how much he grew under the wing of Mike Tyson. And man, on scorecard, he lost the fight. Well, on one of the judges' scorecards, he lost that fight. It was 96-93. That was one of the judges' scorecards. And quite frankly, the whole MMA community, the whole boxing community, and hell, I think everyone but that judge thinks that Tyson Fury won that fight. And you know what? This is the issue that many people have had with boxing. One of the issues many people have had with boxing is, it's not proper judging, and that is a huge issue. Like, Francis Ngannou, for those of you that didn't watch the fight, he knocked down Tyson Fury in, I believe, the third round. And let's just say that was truly the battle of the baddest. Francis Ngannou lands one hammer fist on Tyson Fury. Man, he's into the shadow realm. There's memes going on about it. This man will put your lights out with that big hammer fist at the end. He dropped him. It looked like Tyson Fury was shocked when he saw, and felt the power of Francis Ngannou, and it wasn't even like his best shot. There was an uppercut in that fight where if that would have connected, that man's head would have been off of his shoulders. And I truly don't understand how the judge scored that fight that way. Like, everyone and their mammy knows that Ngannou won. I mean, the fight was incredible. I just wish that Ngannou would have got the win on his record. Let's just talk about how incredible that is. Like, was it that Tyson Fury underestimated Francis Ngannou? He said he didn't, and we have to take his word for it. But this was the biggest upset in combat sports history. I mean, isn't that crazy we're saying that? But Francis Ngannou technically on record did not win the fight. In everyone's eyes, he won the fight. And I've heard many fighters say, like, when you lost the fight, and of course you're not going to go against the judge's decision. You're going to play your role. But if you look at Tyson Fury's face day after, and you look at Francis Ngannou's face day after, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to see who won that fight. Man, he landed the harder punches. He landed the significant strikes. He dropped him in the third round. Um, every time Tyson, would land, Ngannou would counter. He was baiting him in at times. He was pressing forward at times. Like, he was leading the dance, in my opinion. He had the power. He knew that Tyson Fury was not going to be able to knock him out. And I think that gave him great confidence. But that's the thing with Ngannou that many people, I don't know how, in the boxing community, but this dude has one punch knockout power. This man hits as hard as a Ford. I don't know if I think it was a Ford Escape or something, some kind of small Ford vehicle going 40 miles an hour. That is insane. That's unheard of. And I think this man hits harder than Deontay Wilder. Personally, I want to see Deontay Wilder, Francis Ngannou. I know Eddie Hearn's talking about Anthony Joshua versus Ngannou. I want to see Deontay Wilder versus Francis Ngannou. That would be the battle of the biggest punchers. That would be a badass fight. And I'm very interested in seeing Francis match up in boxing against these top heavyweights. Like, I'm so interested to see how good is Francis Ngannou. Now, technicality wise and technically, his boxing abilities, I don't necessarily think he's more technical than Tyson Fury, but he's got that knockout power, and that's all it takes is one hit. On top of that, I don't think there's anyone better to have training Francis Ngannou than Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is Francis Ngannou's childhood hero. The story of Ngannou is that this man went to his gym, said he wanted to be a pro boxer, kind of got lured into another sport, which was MMA, due to his coaches and whatnot saying that, this will be a faster rise for you. Well, he fell in love with MMA also. But if we look at his fights, most of them are stand-up fights, and a lot of them are just knockouts. This man has a mean uppercut, guys. If you haven't seen this man fight Alistair Overeem when he uppercutted him, that is a scary video to watch. Man, it's crazy. Everyone and their mom was there at this fight this weekend, and that was sweet. Like, the build-up, I was like, oh, damn, Manny Pacquiao. I was like, oh, damn, Conor McGregor's there. Oh, damn, Junior Dos Santos. Oh, damn, like, all these champions were there. They had a championship luncheon, which was sick. It was in Saudi Arabia. They built this stadium in 90 days. That is incredible. The stadium was incredible. They had the music. It was a whole concert. When Tyson and Ngannou came out, man, I got chills. I got chills, man. Like, how they presented these guys. Like, I felt like I was watching man, it was crazy. Like a movie. Like, legitimately a movie. Dude, I want to see Conor McGregor fight there. Run a boxing fight with Canelo there, and that would be badass. I'm calling it now. Do a boxing fight either in Saudi Arabia at that stadium or at the Sphere. That's what I want to see. Canelo said he can beat Conor with one hand behind his back, so hey, we might have something brewing up, guys. But yeah, I've rewatched that fight, the boxing fight. between Ngannou and Fury. And man, I still think Ngannou should have won that. I think he got robbed, and I think that's BS. It just doesn't give you that satisfaction that you're like, damn, he won, but he didn't. It bothers the hell out of me, and I know if it bothers me, it bothers Ngannou. Um, and let's be honest, Tyson Fury is shook from that fight. Tyson Fury has never felt that type of challenge, if you will. I'm not gonna say pressure because I know he's had many big fights, but Francis Ngannou, we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know. So Fury didn't know. All he knew was this man had punching power, incredible punching power. One of the probably the strongest punching power in the world. I'm willing to say that. I think he hits harder than Deontay Wilder. But man, that was an insane fight, guys. If you have not watched it, go watch the highlights on YouTube. Sick fight. Man, I was standing up the whole time. I was watching with my pops and some buddies, and man, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time and standing up the whole time. That was such an incredible sporting event. That gave me so much fire, guys. That fight was incredible. And everyone that doubted Ngannou has to eat their words, because I watched Joe Rogan's podcast. And it had like a compilation of all the fighters that doubted Ngannou, which was mostly boxers. And man, they got to eat their words, buddy. They got to eat their words, because that was a victory. That was a victory for the people, and that was a victory for him. I mean, he he even went for a Superman punch. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. But you know what I think was some BS? Just reminded me. I think some BS was, man, Tyson Fury threw a damn elbow in that fight. You could say it was accidental, but bullshit. And like, he kept trying to clinch up with Ngannou. And in my head, I'm just thinking about that moment from Khabib where he's talking to Conor. He's like, "Let's wrestle, kid. Let's wrestle." And then Conor starts mimicking. He's like, "You want to wrestle? You want to wrestle?" That's what Ngannou was thinking when Tyson Fury was trying to wrestle him. Bro, you're not. You know that he has the advantage in that aspect. You know he's an MMA fighter, right? He overpowered him in every way, in the clinch, every single way. And I think that was I really think that was a really dirty move, man. That elbow, that was some BS. You're a top-notch professional boxer. You knew what you was doing. If you're the most technical, you're a heavyweight champion, you threw a dirty shot. You won by, if you did win, if Fury did win, it's by the skin of his teeth by one round maybe. And I'm just being lenient. And I truly don't think he did win. But what can we do, man? What can we do? That's boxing for us. We're disappointed time and time again. If it isn't, fighters running from each other, it's the judging, which is so disappointing, man. I will say this: Ngannou, you need a movie. Francis Ngannou needs a movie. His story is incredible. This man left his country. He was very poor growing up. He was a farmer. And this man, did what he had to do to chase his dreams and goals. And he went to France, I believe it was France, and started training. I think he was sleeping in the gym. He was homeless on the streets. I think they had let him sleep in the gym. Like, the story is just incredible. Like, it's an inspiring story, and dude, just his perseverance through, all the obstacles and challenges he's faced is incredible. And what happens from here? Do we ever see Ngannou John Jones? Do we ever see Francis Ngannou, John Jones? I hope so. But now John Jones has an injury on his, his pec that he had to get surgery for, and he's already on the road to recovery. Godspeed. But man, that's a fight we need, guys. That's a fight we need, and I hope we get it. I hope we can get that fight before it's too late, before people are out of their prime. Um, because that's the only thing, man. Like, as fans, we wanna see these fighters fight their best when they're both at their prime. We don't want any unanswered questions. We want to see them fight, we want to see them give it their all, and we want to know who is truly the baddest man on the planet. And man, I think a lot of people are talking about Ngannou can beat John Jones. That little doubt that they may have had, like they think that he can't. And let's not discredit John Jones at all, because oh my goodness, the GOAT of MMA, right? I mean, he's pound for pound, best on the planet. But dude, that power Ngannou has is just it's dangerous, guys. It is dangerous. It is ridiculously, it's a showstopper, guys. It's a showstopper, and even if it don't matter who you are, don't matter. You better not be in front of that. You better not be in front of that Ford when it's coming down that that interstate, guys, because that man will run you over, and you're gonna be left, belly up. Anyways, we got some fights coming up this weekend. We got Derrick Lewis versus Almeida. And this fight will take place in Brazil. This fight, Derrick Lewis said he's trying to do a little ankle lock on Almeida. He's trying to meet him in his realm. Yeah, right, buddy. Yeah, right, Derrick. We know good and well you're gonna come in there with that knockout power, and you're gonna mess him up. I'm glad you got that victory. That last flying knee you had, that Jorge Masvidal remake. I'm glad you got that under your belt, and I'm glad you got your confidence back, because I want to see you winning, and I want to see you keep going up, man. I want to see them abs back on you, and put down that Popeye's chicken, and get back, because I think Derrick Lewis is a really good fighter. I think he does have to work on a few things, but man, I think he's a fan favorite. Win, lose, or draw, he's got the draw, from the fans. He's hilarious. If he doesn't ever become champion, man, he could be a comedian, and I'm sure his career is gonna continue to flourish based on his character and his personality, and or he can be an underwear model. He loves dropping his britches. Hell, Calvin Klein, hit him up, Calvin Klein. But yeah, man, this boxing crossover stuff gets interesting, man, because dude, one of the big questions I have is can you guys let me know what you think? Can Conor McGregor beat Canelo Alvarez in a boxing match? My personal opinion, I don't think so, but it would be fun and sweet to watch. Like, we're really getting, like, we live in honestly the best time, like, for a lot of things. But combat sports, specifically because fighters are starting to see their worth, especially the MMA fighters. They're starting to see their worth, and they're starting to, get out of their contracts or make contracts shorter, or really have, better negotiations with these organizations. And it's a beautiful thing to see, because fighting, in my opinion, man, everyone says it's a poor man's sport. Doesn't have to be anymore. We live in 2023. We're almost in 2024. It doesn't always have to be that way. We can see it be a rich man sport, and we are seeing that. If anyone has a humbling story, it is Francis Ngannou. This man's the most humble man you'll ever meet. And this dude, went out there and absolutely, went out there with tunnel vision, didn't listen to the naysayers. I mean, he even said if he would have ever listened to the naysayers, he would have never even left his country. He'd still be back farming. I mean, even his parents would tell him, they would basically say that they thought he was crazy. They thought he had something wrong with him. That's how focused this man was. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do to be successful. If you care about what people think, you'll never be successful. And that's exactly what he was saying. I also thought it was badass how he came out with the Black Panther shorts. He walked out with the Black Panther shorts. He had Mike Tyson, Israel Adesanya, Kamaru Usman, and then the king, heavyweight king, Francis Ngannou. Dude, if that ain't some people to go to battle with, I don't know who is. Hell, when they did that BMF belt, Nate Diaz even said it. It shouldn't be The Rock. It should be Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's the baddest motherfucker on the planet. Let's be real. And I agreed. Dude, Mike Tyson put his magic touch on Francis Ngannou. And I'm so excited to see, if he continues to train Ngannou, which I wouldn't doubt it. I'm so excited to see, how good Ngannou can become under the wing of Mike Tyson, man. This is legendary. This is so dope. Mike Tyson, my favorite boxer of all time. I love his character and his ferociousness. I want your heart. I want to eat you. All that. It just gets you hyped, man. Get your blood going. He come out the Tupac ambitions as a rider. You know what I'm saying? He's just badass, man. Hey, how about John Fury versus Mike Tyson like they were trying to get going in the press conference? I think Ngannou needs to get that loss avenged with his trainer versus John Fury. I got my money on Mike Tyson and Ngannou, but hold up. Something I remember Ngannou saying that just came to my mind was he will not allow that one judge that gave him that 93 score on the scorecards to ever judge his fights again. And I do not blame him. Because that's BS. That's BS, guys. We all know it. Done is done. I don't know if there's some type of appeal process. I don't think those get turned around many times, but it is what it is. What's done is done. That picture of Ngannou standing over Tyson Fury is legendary. I want to get that picture and have it hung up in the studio because that's a legendary pic, man. Legendary picture there. Who would have thought? He was dancing over Tyson Fury. It's incredible. Man, I'm just watching the highlights and come fifth round, Tyson really tried to apply that clinching up and all this. It's interesting. I don't know what game plan he was really trying to go with, but I think he was just trying to tire him out. I think he didn't think he would be, there till the 10th round. I think he was, just trying to gas his arms out, take away some of that punching power. But he screwed himself because Tyson was the one that in turn looked more tired. He looked sloppy, honestly, in certain points of the fight. But, Gypsy King still got his belt. Usyk is his next fight. They said December, but I don't think it's going to be in December. I don't know if he can fight in December. I don't know if he has any other serious injuries, other than, the face getting a little beat up. But I don't think that fight's going to happen in December. And in my opinion, he jumped the gun on that. I want to see Ngannou Fury again, guys. Do you guys want to see Francis Ngannou versus Fury again? I want to see it. I want to see it. I want it to be in either a different place or a place where the judges are more, fair. But I want to see that fight again. I want to see that fight again. I do not feel like justice was served, and I think that we need to really get that victory under Ngannou's belt. And speaking of belt, I think the belt needs to be on the line next time. The belt needs to be on the line next time, guys. Put your money where your mouth is. You've seen what Ngannou fights like, boxes like, whatever you want to say. If you're that confident, put your money where your mouth is. Put the belt on the line. And let's get a rematch. That Usyk fight, cancel that, bro. Cancel that. Because that ain't going to help you against Francis. And in my opinion, I think Francis wins again. I think Francis is only going to get better. I mean, this is his first boxing match ever, amateur or pro. He's never had a boxing match. This is truly incredible. And like I said, everyone's considering this the biggest upset in combat sports history. And it's for a reason, guys. It's for a reason. Ngannou is built different. Literally, this man is built different. Man, crazy time in combat sports, guys. Crazy time. But yeah, we're just getting to enjoy it all, getting to see legends, coach legends. Just an incredible time. And I'm really grateful that I got to watch that and witness combat sports history, guys. We will be starting to do some interviews. So I'm looking to reach out to some fighters, jiu-jitsu artists, boxers, and get some live interviews going. I really want to tap into that realm a little bit because I do want to meet some of these top level UFC fighters some point and get interviews going with them. So that's what I want to get going. I think we're gonna add that to the channel, get some good interviews going, and see where it takes us. I got a list of some people I would like to reach out to, and hopefully we come to terms and we can get a good interview going for you guys and pick these fighters' brains, because that's what fascinates me about combat sports is a lot of the mental aspect, the mind, body, spirit aspect. That's one of the reasons why I got into combat sports myself and martial arts and whatnot, because I truly do believe that martial arts is one of the greatest paths to self-mastery. And that's what really intrigues me. And so I like picking their brains because, the mind moves the body doesn't move the mind, So I'm really interested to, have some cool and dope conversations for you guys. And that's pretty much all I got for you today, guys. I appreciate you. Appreciate everyone that, does anything for the podcast, shares, videos, interacts on the YouTube or the Instagram or even DMs, or I appreciate everything. We're just getting started, and yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that is greatly appreciated, guys. Pretty much all I got, short and sweet for you today, but everyone have a blessed week, and I'm out. Peace and love.